Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. We're just out here early on feeding all the worms that we caught in our honey holes the last couple days. So we just wanted to real quick do a video and talk a little bit about maintaining your worm bin, your ecosystems, and your worms. So first thing is, like, if you're using a homemade worm bin, you want to get fresh, moist dirt. You also want to shred up a ton of paper, preferably blank paper or paper with no ink, just because that can, kind of mess with the worms a little bit, their digestive system and tract. But you definitely want to feed them any and all food scraps that you have. So right here, what I have is some cabbage that got stuck in the back of the fridge, and we just kind of forgot about it for a few weeks. Kind of smells a little bit bad. So I'm just cutting it up into like manageable portions for the worms, and I'm just dropping it into the bins that I have here. And that's really all you got to do. So you can see that. Look, I got a ton of it. See, in each bin. That one. That one. That one. And as you can see, I'm covering up the dirt and the paper that I have in these bins. And I mean, that's okay for right now, because after I do that, I'm going to kind of, not stir it up, but I'm going to bring some of the dirt, put it over the stuff, pull up some of the bigger worms, throw them up and around the cabbage so that they can get in there and have a good hearty meal. You want to do this as often as you have food scraps. You can, and depending on how many worms you got, if you got a pound of worms and 1,000 worms, you can throw food scraps in there almost every day. Not this much, and I want to do a whole cabbage, but I mean, I've got, hundreds of thousands of worms in here probably. So they're probably going to take care of this in the matter of a couple days. It won't get too smelly and too gross. As you can tell, my bins are outside. I do that on purpose because inevitably it's going to smell. When you're inside doing this, you got to take a lot more care of what you're putting in, how long you're leaving it in there, if it's actually rotting before the worms get to eat it. In that case, you want to remove any rotting fruit or vegetable waste. But if you have enough worms, they'll take care of it, especially the Eastern European earthworms and the locally sourced Southampton earthworms we have here. They go through everything pretty quick. So that's really it. If you got any questions, feel free to email me at robbierigler@gmail.com. Throw me a message on Instagram at robbierigler. Anywhere social media is found, TikTok, LinkedIn, all that stuff. I'm everywhere. All right, take it easy.